Niners go to Seattle and get a key victory, 36-24, and getting back to the way we want them to look. I'm Lucas McLaughlin. Thank you for joining the Stick 49er podcast, and it's nice to have a victory. Gosh, if they lost that one, it's looking at grim days. How you doing, Lucas?
Yeah, man, needed to have it. We got that big victory in Seattle. What is that, six in a row now over the Seahawks, where I felt like when they had Russell Wilson, we
Purdy's
couldn't seem
undefeated,
to beat
right?
those guys. Yeah, Purdy hasn't lost to the
That's
Seattle
awesome.
Seahawks
Yeah.
since he's gotten to the team, and
Hmm.
let's keep that ball rolling. It's kind of it's always kind of weird playing on Thursday. Guys don't really practice. Guys don't really get to prepare all that much for the game. So it's just really a battle of attrition and who
Yeah.
can get up 3 or 4 days after a game and will it to victory. And the Niners, pulled it off. Got to a big lead, let it slip, but were able to hold on for a nice, comfortable
Yeah, they did that
victory.
thing again where they're letting people hang around, but
Oh,
they prevailed because I think a huge part is Brock Purdy is just having a great season right now. He's leading the NFL in passing ratings, so and you could tell, and he's starting to hit his stride and playing a lot better in this Seattle game. Let's see, he threw for 268 yards and 3 touchdowns, and that 9 yard strike to George Kittle was pretty nice.
yeah. And his legs have gotten him
Yeah.
some key first downs, especially in that first drive. Looked like they were backed up after the interception by Mustafa. Congratulations to the rookie, by the way, getting his first interception, as well as Renardo Green, two rookies that I think are going to be, playing some big time minutes on our team with the injuries that we've sustained. So yeah, Brock was able to get some key first downs with his legs. Had some beautiful passes on some real just gutted out performance throws. Like I really like that touchdown in the end zone to Kittle. I think
Yeah.
it was in the second or third quarter. And yeah, like he just, he's a guy like we could say by now, like he's a legit elite quarterback in the NFL. If you doubt his talent, his head, his computer and how he processes things, you're just not watching football.
Yeah, he has that instinct to kind of like Joe Montana is such a good comparison, because Montana didn't have that arm's going to throw, 100 yards down the field, but he's going to have
Right.
that finesse. And I think you see that in the way Purdy handles the offense. He's very instinctual.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think he's one of those guys where he's not going to scare anybody coming off the bus or the airplane. And, you look at him, he's about 5'11", 6 feet tall, something like that. But he's thick, he's strong for his
Yeah.
size. He looks like a choir boy, but when he gets on the field, he's looking for blood. And I'm glad that the Niners are finally able to get over that hurdle of putting a team away in the fourth quarter, scoring
Yeah.
points, and getting some really key stops on defense, which is something we've done a whole lot
Yeah.
in these close games that we've lost so far in the beginning of the
Finally
season.
finished again. It's the Seahawks, so
Finished.
we knew we'd finish,
Needed
but
that.
now we've got a team on tap in Kansas City who's not so easy because we need to finish a game, and they always crawl back, and of course the haunting Super Bowl. So we'll get to that. But before that, we've got a lot of injuries to cover too, because I know Mason's out, obviously, and then we've got Hufanga now is hurt again. Mustafa got an injury, and then the kicker we signed up, Matthew
He's okay,
Wright.
right?
I hope
I don't
so.
think.
I mean, he really got pummeled. He wasn't ready for that. He got hit hard. You know,
Yeah,
he's a
I
little
think
guy. He
it was
should have just
more
stayed
of.
back, man. That's why we needed him to kick the ball, not to try to make tackles.
Yeah, hopefully it's nothing serious and we don't have to go and sign another kicker. From what I've read, I haven't seen him on the injury report, nor have the Niners brought
Okay.
in any other kickers to have to replace him. So I think we'll
Yeah.
be fine in the kicking department. Yeah, it's a little worrisome about Hufanga because he's coming off a big injury. He missed most of
Yeah.
last season, and then now he's on the IR. It doesn't look like his season is getting off to a hot start, but I do like what I see out of the rookies, especially Mustafa. He got his first interception on a. It was actually a nice play by him, but also by the rookie Green, who was right in front of Lockett and didn't really give Geno Smith that much of a window to throw it into.
Yeah.
And then with the pressure of Bosa, it just caused him to overthrow it. And Mustafa was very opportunistic, Probably could have had a better return if he didn't run it out of bounds, but just happy to see that he got his first win off his back. So
Definitely. And
congratulations to that.
Mustafa,
Yeah, yeah, like
he definitely is critical. He's crucial to have out there right now, especially without um, um, what's the Hufanga. So now
Hufanga,
that
yeah.
we're at this point, though, I think we're going to need because now we have Mustafa's got I guess he's got a low he's got a mild ankle sprain, not the high ankle sprain. And I guess Fred Warner's also been dealing with the ankle, but he seems okay. I've never seen him play
Yeah,
better. So
not as difficult to overcome the low ankle sprains as opposed to high. So I think they'll be okay. It's just
yeah,
more of a pain tolerance thing. It is nice having the extra couple days of rest. So instead of playing on a Sunday, they play on Thursday. So they just, gives them a little extra time to heal up. I know they practiced on Monday as we're recording this on Tuesday. And from the practice reports, I think Ricky Pearsall is back practicing with the team.
nice. That's awesome.
I do think that Jordan Mason is looking to trend to play on Sunday, so it's good. We're going to need him. We're going to need
Yeah,
all the tools in the shed
yeah,
to get over the Chiefs. It's not going to feel like we, got a revenge if we win on Sunday, but it'll, kind of ease the pain a little bit. It'll be a nice little victory and give some confidence going into the middle of the season.
yeah. I know we talked about the keys last week as being to win the turnover battle, and we did with 3 turnovers, and we didn't turn the ball over, which I think that um, it's a good way to get a victory. Not turning the ball over, and obviously that's a big problem in the previous weeks. So let's take a look at the O line, and I know that they're looking pretty good.
Yeah, real quick,
Yeah,
just to add on to it, I don't want to be too negative, but yeah, we won the turnover battle, but we continue to lose the special teams battle, and that's just something that keeps
yeah,
rearing its ugly head. We had a big return by the Seahawks. I think it was Laviska Shenault took it back on a kickoff when
yeah,
literally Seattle had nothing going for them. They couldn't move the ball on offense. They were getting shut down. I think it was 20 or 21-3. And it was a quiet, listless stadium until that return kind of got things going for Seattle. They started to get a little offense going, and it was because of the special teams giving up that big play. And it's just something against the
yeah,
Chiefs you can't get away with. One of the reasons that we did lose in the Super Bowl last year was a special teams error. We had the muffed punt or the punt that went off one of our return guys, and the Chiefs recovered, scored a touchdown when they didn't really have a lot of things going on for them, and that kind of helped them come back and win that game ultimately.
yeah. And they say
Just
that
some things to clean up.
the pass opens the run. And finally, we got a big score out of Debo, the 76-yarder. That was really nice to see him back to Debo form, getting a
Yeah.
big play like that. But let's get down to the trenches with Lucas Ortiz.
Yeah, this was a game where, Brock didn't get sacked. I thought the run game was off and running, so to speak. It started in the first drive with Brock getting some key first downs when, guys weren't getting open, and Brock didn't have any, really a whole lot of pressure, but he felt like he had to go get those yards by himself. So,
Yeah,
the offensive line really seemed to manhandle the Seattle Seahawks. I know they had some guys injured, but it really looked like the cohesive uh offensive line was really like just having their way, and guys like Pooney,
yeah,
the big Garendo, kind of finishing run at the end of the game. He had one of the best blocks I've seen all year. I mean, he had to reach a guy. He probably pushed him back 2 or 3 yards.
and is Banks
Um,
hurt still?
Brendel had a nice.
He's going to come back, or
Brendel had
what's
a
going to
nice.
happen? Because
Well,
Booney
I'm not
looked
sure
good
with
out
Banks. I
there.
think he just had some cramps. Might be an
Oh,
issue where he's just not hydrating enough, and he's a big guy, sweats a lot, and the opportunity for cramps can happen. So I don't think it's a major injury. It's just something where, as the season goes on, maybe he'll be a little more conditioned to running as many plays as the 49ers have been running. You
there's
remember,
another
like
player
our
that's been
offense.
hurt that's going to be coming back. What's his name? That's going to be on the line.
Oh, John Feliciano,
Yeah.
starting right. He was a starting right guard in the Super Bowl last year. So
Where do you put him on the
that's it.
line with this situation with Pooney looking good
He
too?
may not even be activated by
Oh,
this
okay.
Sunday, but if he is, I see him being the swing interior offensive lineman. Like he could either go at right or left guard, could possibly be a backup center. I just don't see him
Can he
going
play center?
into. He can play center, yeah. He's
Oh,
played center
nice.
before. I just
That's
don't
good to
see him
know.
taking anybody's job. Like,
Yeah.
especially after the game that the offensive line just had. Like, nobody's losing the job after running for over 200 yards, keeping your quarterback clean, and pretty much dominating the bulk of that game.
Yeah.
So grade wise, I got to feel like it was an A+ game. Anytime you run the ball over 200 yards, keep your quarterback from getting hit or sacked, that's an A+ game, no matter how it looks, no matter what grades PFF is getting all the different offensive linemen. Although I do have to point out, Don McPooney, I think right now is the highest graded offensive lineman on our team, second to Trent in
Hey,
terms of
great.
pass protection, which is pretty incredible.
Yeah. Awesome.
Trent still got him in run blocking though, but Pooney's been as advertised coming out of college.
Nice. So we need to talk because I think it's going to be really important that they get an A+ coming up here against Kansas City. We really need to just get that monkey off our back. We need to win, and we need to beat
Yeah.
them, and finally just to know we can beat them, even if it's a regular season game. But hopefully we'll meet them again in the postseason. But now we need to beat them. We need to be able to
At
say,
the very least, maybe don't leave Chris Jones unblocked. Just little things like that.
yeah,
Know
yeah,
your assignments. Know your blitz pickups. Like that's going to be key against the Chiefs because that's one thing that they do is they always have a really good plan against the 49ers offense. I feel like Steve Spagnuolo, the defense coordinator for the Chiefs, really just has kind of had Kyle's number. And if it
yeah,
hasn't worked in the first half, they find something else in the second half to come out with. They're really good at doing adjustments after the first half. And I think that's kind of like what slowed down the 49ers in the second half last year in the Super Bowl and 3 or 4 years before that even. So we got to
yeah,
make similar adjustments. If something is working well, maybe you know have some change ups, something that's they haven't seen before, and utilize some of those mismatches that we have. I mean, we have three really good wide receivers, and last time I checked, the Chiefs have one pretty good cornerback, all pro, but they traded the other all pro, and those guys can be picked on a little bit. We need to do a little bit more picking on some of the younger defensive players on the Chiefs,
yeah. You almost wish
especially
that
in the
McCaffrey
secondary.
was coming back this week, but he's not. So we need to just make do and next man up.
Yeah, maybe
Defense is looking
Pearsall.
solid.
Maybe Pearsall is somebody that can help.
Pearsall, yeah, Pearsall could see some action soon.
Yeah,
And hopefully they don't use the shotgun formation. Oh, bad joke. Anyways, uh, uh, you know,
or you mean the pistol formation?
terrible joke. All right, so
Yeah.
Fred Warner again still is looking like the best in the business right now. We need to play solid defense. What are the keys to victory in your mind to beat our nemesis finally, Kansas City?
So defensively, we need to get pressure on Mahomes with four guys. I don't think we should blitz him all that often. If we do, we got to make sure that that blitz hits home because Patrick Mahomes is one of the best quarterbacks under pressure, and giving him even just a second more time than you know than you want to could ultimately have him eat you up for dinner. So Nick Bosa, 14 pressures last game. Let's see some
Yeah,
more of that. But let's
get
try
some
to finish
sacks.
those off and get some of those sacks.
Yeah.
He almost had one on Gino. It looked like he stripped him, bobbled it, and then he got it back. And then
Yeah,
there was a
those
couple
pressures
times
were
where
huge. They were huge in that game because
yeah,
Gino
he
never
was
really looked comfortable. You know.
no, and he was getting his hands on him. It's just they couldn't get him down, or he would throw the ball away.
Yeah. Even
As
when
he
he
was getting
finally started to
sacked or
come back,
before he
he
got
made some
sacked.
bad passes that he
Yeah,
felt pressure for sure in
he
that game.
felt the pressure for sure. So same thing with Patrick Mahomes. Make him feel the pressure.
Yeah.
Make him get rid of the ball before he wants to, and be opportunistic. If the ball's in your hands, you can't drop it like Jaquiski Tart did in the Super Bowl. You can't miss those opportunities. You have to make the big play when it's given to you. So that's first and foremost. On offense, more of the same. We've done good at running a lot of plays so far on offense. We haven't done a lot of scoring in the red zone. So
Yeah.
turn it up a little bit more in the red zone. I like the fact that we got it to Kittle in the red zone a couple times last game. let's get some more of that. Let's open it up for even the running backs. I think like Jordan Mason and Isaac Guerrero are more than capable
Yeah.
pass catchers out of the backfield.
We did finally go 7 out of 14 for third down conversions.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah,
important, and we got to keep that going. That's a huge
yeah,
stat for them. We got to be able to
yeah.
sustain drives. The
So
defense
we
also.
need to go back to last season when we were one of the best red zone teams.
Yeah,
And of course, we had Christian McCaffrey. That makes a huge difference. But I think with these two young running backs, I think they could do some similar things. Maybe they're not the polished route runners that Christian McCaffrey is, but I think they got pretty good hands. They're just as fast, very powerful guys. So let's get them the rock and like again, let's get it to George Kittle. Maybe even Ayuk gets his first TD in the red zone. It's kind of weird to say, but like your most expensive asset on your team has no touchdown catches, and we're going into week 6 or week
yeah,
7. I'm sorry. So we need to get him one. And yeah, like I fully expect this game to be in the high 30s,
yeah.
at least on our from our perspective. Our defense can come out and play the way that they've shown in the past, and there's no reason why we can't blow this team out.
Yeah.
I think
As
they're
we
one of the phoniest undefeated teams in the league. They have barely squeaked out victories, and yeah, they're a good team. They're well coached, but I don't think they played all that well this season.
yeah,
All that well this
I
season.
know it. And then you look at our team, and we should be at least having 5 wins, and
Yeah,
they just squeak them out. But that's a part of it, right? That's all part of it. We've had
yeah.
teams like
Well,
that where the win's a win. You get the win, you
yeah,
keep going. So
they're very they're very diligent in the fourth quarter. They may have some help from the refs here and there, but those are things you're just gonna have to overcome.
yeah, I think
Maybe
it
a
was.
phantom. You're just
Sorry.
gonna have to overcome a phantom roughing the passer call on Patrick Mahomes. Just things like that
Yeah,
to win a victory. Yeah,
yeah. So
get that
that's
last touchdown
so
to
important
Kittle.
that we get we win the turnover battle and don't shoot yourself in the foot. We got to not make mistakes and beat ourselves, which we tend to do in certain games. So especially against Seattle, against Kansas City, we got to have a big game. Kittle's been huge, and he's got to continue to play the way he's playing. He's opening up. He's a great blocker. Plus, he's getting the ball downfield, which we like to see.
Yeah, I mean, right now he's on pace to maybe go after the tight end TD record, which I think was set by Vernon Davis. If he
Nice.
kind of keeps this pace going on with the 17 game season, you never know. He might be able to pass Vernon Davis. I think I went to some of those games back in the day when
Yeah.
Davis just had an amazing. I think it was like 11 or 12 touchdowns one season. Just seemed like every game he had a touchdown catch.
Yeah.
So love that for
Unbelievable.
George. Let's see some more of that. We didn't mention Charvarius Ward sat out last game, and that's one of the reasons that we saw the rookie Renardo Green playing on the outside. And I don't know about Charvarius. Like
Does he have an ankle
he
sprain?
better come out and play well, because if he's not, we got a kid that's itching to get
Yeah.
back on the field and get his second interception of the season.
Maybe that'll kind of light his fire a little
Charvarius.
bit.
Let's
Get
hope
him
so.
going.
Or maybe he doesn't get out there until he's 100%.
Well, we definitely have the leaders on this team. They just have to, capitalize on big games like the one coming up. So, what do you see as a score in this game against Kansas City?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a good scoring game for us. I know the Chiefs have a really good defense this year, and that's kind of like what they're more known for. If you really truly watch them this season, it's not their high powered offense. It's been their defense winning games. But I think we score on them. I think we know where to go and how to get at them. We've seen them enough over the last 3 or 4 years that I think Kyle has some special plays picked out, and we're gonna have all our dogs for the most part, except for CMC. I think we scored 36 on them. I think said that score last week, but let's say 36 and Chiefs 21. I
Nice.
do think it's going to be a blowout, but the Chiefs are probably gonna mount a little comeback at the end to no avail.
Nice.
So 30, 36, 21, 49ers
All right.
revenge
So,
game.
I think Mr. Matthew Wright, what's his name, Matthew? He's going to end
Yeah.
up getting not only the kick that gets us into overtime, because it's going to be a tough game. We'll be losing by 3, but we'll drive down because of Purdy
Mhm.
taking control of the game, and then Wright getting a kick to knock us into the OT, win the toss, and then drive down and score a touchdown, George Kittle, game over.
It's a little more drama at the end.
So it's 27-20.
Yeah, I mean, your game definitely sounds like it's got a lot more intensity in it. I'm hoping for just a nice, relaxed, easy win in the fourth quarter, but
It's never
I'll take
easy
either.
against KC.
Yeah, as long as it's a W and we're in the keep that first place. That's the other thing is with the 3-3 record, we're in first place in the NFC West, which just sounds stupid, but
That's crazy.
we'll take it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, that's what
Cardinals
happens.
lost
There's
this
a
last
lot of
weekend,
crazy
and the
mediocrity
Rams
going
rocked.
on. A lot of people with weird records right now. So we're able to get to the top of the NFC West. However we do it. So
Let's go. Let's go.
yeah, thanks for joining the Stick 49er podcast. I'm Lucas McLaughlin here with Lucas Ortiz, and we will be back soon. If there's any updates, we'll be shooting those out, and then we'll have we're going to live stream next week. So be there or be square, and go Niners. And
Go Niners. Sounds good.
All right,
guys.
Lucas.